Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Common Sense News and Entertainment. It is Wednesday, April 8th, and I don't have a lot of time today, a lot to do, so let's make this short. This is actually meant for Common Sense News and Entertainment Sports. I came up with an idea today for Major League Baseball, and I hope this video will go viral, not for me, but for Major League Baseball. Hopefully somebody will show it to somebody that knows what they're doing or has a position in Major League Baseball, because last night there was a horrible brawl between the Braves and the Angels. Very violent brawl. A guy thought he was getting hit by a pitch. And it's an issue in baseball where there's fighting that goes on every now and then when a person feels like he's being beaned by a ball. And, that's quite offensive if you're at the plate and you think that a pitcher's throwing perhaps 195 or 100 mile per hour fastball at your head. I mean, that could be dangerous. You could actually really kill somebody with something like that. And so I can understand why players get upset, right? Let's charge them out. Every now and then when someone feels like they're offended and being targeted, they will get upset and charge them out, and you'll see a terrible brawl. We all remember the one with Pedro Martinez and Jason Varitek and Alex Rodriguez. The Red Sox-Yankee rivalry way back when. We don't all remember that, but the older among us do. And last night there was really quite a nasty one. And actually, some people find it entertaining. I don't really find violence very entertaining, but I've never really thought much about it. But, in this day and age with the kind of horrible political atmosphere we have, with all the way our politics is turning violent, it's horrible, 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 sad, and disgusting. I think we need baseball to be cleaner. And we need to not have that be a thing where just the boys of summer playing a game. It's a game. So how do we clean it up? I figured it out. Mathematics with AI. I could do it without AI, actually. Here's how you do it. On one end, right, you say to the pitching staff, you say to the major league pitchers, there will be no more tolerance for beaning. Zero tolerance. Well, it's a subjective thing, right? How do you know what a pitcher's in a pitcher's mind is when he throws a ball? These guys are aces. They can throw at or near the strike zone 99% of the time. But even these guys are human, so every now and then they're going to make a mistake and throw in waywardly, right? Or wild pitch, right? And every now and then one of those could go toward the batter's head. And, of course, how do we determine whether it's an accident or not? Very simple with mathematics and possibly with the use of AI. You simply analyze the pitching sequence. Say a pitcher over a 2,000 pitching sequence, say a pitcher over the course of a half a season where a pitcher throws, give or take, about 2,000 pitches. Or maybe 1,000 pitches for a reliever. Knowing that pitcher is going to hit the strike zone, you look at his balls to strike ratio. About 2/3 by the time they hit the strike zone. Then you do an artificial expanded strike zone. Take it out about a foot on each end, so you have a much wider strike zone, which does not goes up to where maybe here where the batter is, right, and down here to where the ankles are wider, and maybe out from the plate 6 inches or more. And then you can see what percent. Let's do a little statistical track with AI, determining what percentage of a pitcher doing his best is going to hit that area, and it's going to be more like 97% or something, because pitchers rarely fall outside that area when they're throwing. These professional pitchers are pretty accurate. If you're going to make it to major leagues, you have some pitchers are more wild than others, like in any league, but they all, as professionals, can hit this larger strike zone. And so then what you do is you take the pitches that they miss out of those strike zones, the 1 out of 100 or whatever it is. So of course of 2,000 pitches, it might be 20 or 25 pitches that fall outside. And you analyze mathematically using AI what percentage of those pitches happen at the batter versus the other side of the plate. Because in theory, if you're just throwing organically and you miss, it might miss away from the batter versus. So there should be about a 50-50 thing, depending on how the batter throws. Or you look at situations where that batter may have a 300 or better average against that pitcher, or may have hit a home run recently against that pitcher. You could do a lot of analytics using AI with that kind of stuff. Also, situations where there's a 3-0 count, or there's guys on second and third, or a man on second. In other words, first base is open, and so a walk works. So you can hit him instead. So you put all these out. I'm sure we could come up with mathematics with AI, especially algorithms and equations that would be able to tell you for certain whether this pitcher is, because if there's, say he throws 20 allowable errant throws or wild pitches per 2,000, say, and if 15 out of those 20 are at the batter from the waist up, that 1/4 of the missing area, it's supposed to be 1/4 of the time, right? But if it's 3/4 of the time, that pitcher has ill intent, right? Same thing with, or if, I'm just guessing, but I'm going to say about maybe 20% of the time that a given batter comes to the plate, there's people in scoring position with first base open, right? Either a guy in second or second and third with first base open, or that batter has recently hit a home run against that pitcher, or that team even in the previous at bat, or there was some kind of a previous controversy even. You threw all that into a bunch of equations. You could say a certain percentage of the time, in those situations, the batter's gonna, get hit, or there's gonna be an errant throw. It would be organically, it would only still remain at that, 1/4 of the time that throw would go in that area, or 1/4. But if it's 3/4 of the time, So, and you give them a wide range. You don't want to falsely accuse anybody, but you give them a wide range, right? And if they're outside of that wide range, the pitcher is intent. And then you go to that pitcher and you suspend that pitcher for an entire season or 60 days. I don't want violence in baseball. We have enough violence on the streets around America, around the world right now. We're at war. We need a peace on the baseball field. Or maybe 60-day suspension. Maybe a year is a little too much. You go to the pitcher and say, I'm sorry, you've been suspended for 60 days. It's been proven mathematically through AI equations that you are targeting pitchers on certain players at certain times, and you're gone. Period. That would eliminate pitchers doing that, because they know they're going to get caught. Or eliminate 95% of it anyway, right? Then you go to the hitters, the batters, the regular everyday players, and you say to them, you charge the mound, you're suspended for the season. You're gone for 160 games or 100 games or whatever. Huge. 60 minimum or more. You're gone. If you charge them out at all, you are professionals, okay? If you work at an office, if you're working at an office, at a pizza place or something, and someone says something, piss you off, well, I guess there are fights that probably break out among employees at restaurants sometimes, but generally speaking, you don't attack your coworkers, okay? These guys are all working together, playing a game, making a lot of money. And I'm sorry. I know it's a dangerous thing, but when you take a job, making millions of dollars playing baseball, there's a risk of getting hit by a pitch. So, but there should never be intent on hitting somebody. I think everything from the neck up, especially. Hey, forget the algorithms. You get hit in the side or in the butt or something. I'm talking, the algorithm should be traced from here up. I'd say from the mid shoulder right up here. And that's what you should use. What percentage of them go into that area? If you miss, you miss. Now, some guys, lefties, might throw a lot of down slashes, and when they miss, they often miss down and in. So we know that pitcher often missed down and in, so you give him a little bit of a break. But if all of a sudden he's missing up here, and if you got a pitcher that keeps missing at the head, well, then he can't play baseball. Get him out of here. You know what I mean? So using AI, I guess my idea in summary is to use AI and mathematics to nail down guys that are intentionally beating people, and you punish them hard and put a stop to it. And that would give the players the comfort to know they're not being generally 95% of the time reduced, that they're not being thrown at. They can feel a little more safe in the batter's box. And if they do get beaned, then you're not going to charge them out. You come up with a thing where then you come up with a thing for the hitters. You say, look, if you feel like you're being targeted by a particular pitcher or a particular team or in a particular situation, you can file a complaint with the league, and the league will investigate and use those algorithms. If it comes out, pitcher's suspended for a year, half a year, or whatever. So that's my idea. Spread the word. Make it happen. Let's put an end to violence on the baseball field. We have enough problems right now around the world. Baseball should be a distraction. I don't want to watch brawls. We're seeing brawls everywhere on city streets. Let's not watch it on the baseball field, okay? Oh, and by the way, I'm wearing a Tigers hat. I know. That doesn't mean I'm not a diehard Red Sox fan. People are wondering, why is this Red Sox fan wearing there are probably people getting mad at me. I just realized this is a Tigers hat. It is not a Detroit Tigers hat. Explain this, will you please, Jason? I'm going to keep this under 10 minutes. Because I play baseball. I played baseball from 2013 to 2019 on the Tigers, the Valuable Baseball League in Springfield, Massachusetts. This is my hat that I actually got a little beat. See the beat on it? Actually, it's in pretty good shape. It's been a while. I think she washed it. Melissa washed it. But this has been through the ringer. I played hardball for 7 years, from 2013 to 2019 for the Tigers in Springfield. This is my hat that my blood and sweat and tears and my broken thumb happened with this hat. So I can wear it anytime I want. I'm still a Red Sox fan. I have Red Sox hats too. I was wearing one the other day, as you know. So this is a Tigers hat, not a Detroit Tigers hat. And by the way, I'm going to be playing baseball again this year. Practice this Saturday, the 11th. First practice. I haven't been drafted yet. I left after the COVID. They wanted me to wear a mask. It's going to go a little over 10 minutes, but not much. They wanted me to wear a mask in 2020. Actually, we don't think we played in 2020. or I think in July they did try to kick it in and said that we had to wear a mask. Can you imagine wearing a mask playing baseball on a hot day? No way was I going to do that. I wouldn't wear a mask anyway. That's a whole other discussion. But I was like, forget it. Deal's off. The next year they wanted us to wear a mask as well. And then I ended up like just getting, like, diabetes started acting up on me, and I started getting sick and stuff. I was doing bad back then. So I never knocked on the door. But now I'm doing better. I'm feeling healthier. I am older. We'll see how it goes. Hardball we're talking here. But I did sign up again. I played the fee. The first practice is on Saturday. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to get drafted. I might get drafted by the Tigers again. We'll see how much they like me, right? They might draft me back under the Tigers again. Or no, I think it's going to be a draft order. They won't, if they get the pick and they get me, I think then they'll take me, but maybe not. I don't know. They might have a good first baseman already. I play first base. But they asked the A's. There's the A's, the Orioles, Twins, Angels, and A's, Orioles, Twins, Angels, one other team. Twins, Angels, Orioles, Tigers. God, you're killing me here. There's one I'm missing. I'm forgetting. Oh, man. What is it? Angels, Twins, Orioles, A's, Tigers, and one more. Athletics, Angels, White Sox. No. God, it's killing me. Oh, well. There's 6 teams. I'll let you know when I figured it out. I can't believe I can't remember it. And right now, I don't want to go through the league in my head because I don't have to sit there and be awkwardly silent on this video, and I don't want to do that. I could go through the whole league in my head and figure it out. Oh, hell, let's do it. It's not the Yankees or Red Sox. They wouldn't let either of those teams because everybody would be clamoring to play on them, which I get. It's the Orioles is one of them. It's not the Rays. I can't believe I'm having such trouble figuring it out. Orioles, Twins, Guardians, Tigers is my team, the third one I played on. Angels, not the Astros. God, not the Mets, not the Braves. Not the Nationals. Not none of those teams. The Cubs. Thank you. The Cubs was the last one. The Cubs was full of Hispanic guys all playing on the Cubs. They all have a thing going, a click in the Cubs. Man, they're a good team. But we never won a championship. We got to the final game once. I broke my thumb playing first. I hit bat 486. Drove in 21 runs in 2018. Led the team. That was a good year. You couldn't get me out that year. It was awesome. I love playing hardball. I can still hit. I know I can still hit. Running, I'm a little concerned about. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm way over here. Hope everybody has a great day. I'm going to be out on the road working today. Maybe I'll catch you on Facebook Live. We'll see. But again, we are very close to putting this barn stable thing or whatever, putting all these social media things together. I'm just waiting until the right time. And as soon as it comes out, this is going to get a lot more interesting. So hang around. Until then, for Common Sense News and Entertainment, and for Common Sense News and Entertainment Sports, God bless Connecticut. God bless America.